Hello. Just one sec. Oh, that is not normal. So I'm not sure why, but for some reason, a lot of the text on my computer is not showing up. So that's a thing. Thankfully it's not impacting the game, but it's like my time isn't showing when there's like a little prompt when you start the game that like asks you what you want to say the resolution to and stuff, and none of the text was displaying there. So that's weird. But anyways, I said I was going to play this a while ago, and I meant to, but the problem is just that I've been busy, and I just haven't really felt all that compelled to stream because I'm like, I could be getting other stuff done. But I also said I was going to stream Amnesia Dark Descent before this, and I changed my mind. I've been contemplating when I would start streaming that, and the big problem is just that I can't find the motivation within myself to actually play that. Anyways though, so I would play, I just recently beat the game on Maximum Fury, and I was actually going to stream the game on Maximum Fury, but the issue is that I have a ton of performance issues trying to run this game at that difficulty, to the point where on the second boss, my frame rate literally slides into single digits. So, as much as I would love to play this game on Maximum Fury, because at this point, I think Ultra Viscera is a little bit easy, I'll probably regret saying that, but, aloha. Whilst I would love to play on Maximum Fury, it's just not feasible for me to do it this time until I can get a better processor, because the one I have right now is not very good, and I've heard that is basically the reason why this game isn't running very well. So in the meantime, we're going to play on Ultra Viscera. Also, if anybody could tell me how my volume is doing in comparison to the game itself, please let me know.
Bring it on.
Alright, thank you. I've just gotten a lot of complaints where my voice is usually too quiet in the past. Alright, so this is gonna sound really nitpicky.
You're lucky I can't fit a grenade launcher in my bag.
I don't like that intro. I mean, I kind of hate... So we're not gonna quite run in that room yet. We're gonna go back here first. I'm not a big fan of that intro, just from the standpoint of... So I'm like... Basically for Viscerafest, we're like a three-man studio. We've got a wonderful woman who's helping with promotional art and stuff like that. But this game, which very clearly has a lot more effort and love thrown into it in every regard, and like so much more detail than anything we could possibly hope to produce in terms of like visual quality at the very least. Grenade launcher clip is dumb. Yeah, it is. But anyways, I'm talking more about like the little comic intro they played. Like, I actually it's a bit corny, but I do like once the actual game starts, I do like that opening bit. But that
Spray, you
oh yeah, I'll talk about this in a second. So that it just kind of, I guess, baffles me, because my game, for those of you who don't know, has like a little I'd say like minute-long opening cutscene that has like such a higher production value than what this game's opening was, which is so strange to me. Like, it's hard to I watch it and I kind of go, really? Like, yeah, it's like I hate to like it's such a little thing. I hate to knock on it, especially because like I love this game. Like, this is my favorite game right now. I hate to knock something as little as that, but it's just kind of something that irks me, because like look, I'm just like a 19-year-old guy in his basement working with a couple of dudes who live Lord knows where, in contrast to me, and you know, maybe all I did was I contracted a bit of art from the same lady and had like the focus onto it. I animated. Oh my goodness! Well then, I probably should have quick saved before then. I'm just rambling, so I completely blanked out there for a minute. But like, what we've been able to do is, and obviously you guys haven't seen it yet, but there's like, it's so much better than the opening to this game, and it feels so strange because from a purely, I guess you could say, aesthetic perspective? No. Like, from a purely, like, visual fidelity perspective, I guess you could say. I mean, in terms of, like, the quality of, like, the pixel art, the detail that's, like, in all the levels and stuff like that, it's so strange to me that something like that, it just sticks out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because it's like in every other regard, this game feels like it has such a high bar of quality. Also, I love, so there's quite a few little references like this. It's actually a reference to the movie The Room in this game, which I saw. It's just like a little advertisement. We'll probably get to it tonight. Hold on. I'm probably gonna play this game in between streaming it, just because I can guarantee I'm going to. And let's not dive in.
Return to your homes, or face that. We're taking over this town.
Think again, asshole. One good spill deserves another. Your blood for my
But yeah,
drink.
it just, oh yeah, the Uzi. So basically, I'm not a big fan of, so there's a weapon in this game called the Penetrator. It's like one of my favorite weapons. But the thing about it is that its design kind of sucks, because it was originally intended to be just like a standard boring SMG, but they were like, yeah, that's boring. So basically they turned it into a weapon that sets enemies on fire now, which is so much more fun. The problem is that it still has the boring SMG design. So somebody made this awesome mod where they basically turned it into a new, like, just like completely custom made Uzi that they modeled and everything. And I've been using that instead, because it just looks so much cooler. It does stick out in anime. Yeah, I agree. And it's like they have the 3D models already. Like if I go, hold on, after I F7, there we go. Well, it's like they clearly have the 3D models to do it with. Because this is based, because her model is based off of, well, her sprite is based on a 3D model. This is my favorite song in the game, by the way. To be honest, on the whole, I'm not a big fan of this game's soundtrack. But this song I do really like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get to you. Yeah, this game's OST just doesn't do much for me personally. Which is not me saying it's bad. Don't take that the wrong way. It's just, I guess outside of this song, not much of the OST sticks to my head. There's actually one other song I do like, now that I think about it. But on the whole, I just the game's OST doesn't do as much for me as some of the other classic titles, which is something I found really strange now that I've been thinking about it. Because, I think, so, in the, what was it? Somebody mentioned.
Boomstick.
Somebody mentioned, oh, hello, in the comment section of the Viscerafest, the our theme song, that most of the modern shooters that are coming out, like, they really don't have, like, memorable theme songs. Oh, hello. Holy crap. Which I find so strange, because it's like, that's like almost a defining feature of a lot of these games is not just their soundtracks, but like their theme songs. Because it's like, I think of like Duke Nukem or Doom, or like almost immediately those games' themes just pop into my head because like I so closely attribute the music that those songs to the game itself, and like with Dust and Medieval and Iron Fury, there's not really, they don't really have that. Oddly enough.
Never miss.
Which I find strange, especially because it's not like any of those games. Well, it's not like two of those games don't have memorable, likable soundtracks. So much as it is a case of, I don't know. It just, well. This one's always a little bit, dang it. There's a secret I'm trying to get to from here. And it's a little bit, that was strange. It's a little bit precarious to get to. Okay. Especially since I'm talking at the same time, it's a little bit harder to focus.
Like tears in rain.
This song right here is like the closest thing I would attribute to a theme song for the game. Because it's like, I mean, it's not the theme song, but it's the one song that like kind of sticks in my head. I need to save my grenades because there's another secret I gotta get. What was the Blade Runner? Yeah, it was a Blade Runner reference. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Blade Runner. I just know it's a Blade Runner reference. There's a lot of like, there's just like so many references in this game that like, it's kind of strange because like with Duke Nukem and Shadow Warrior, it's like they reference things that, you know, you would kind of think, oh yeah, they very clearly took like inspiration from this game or whatever, for Duke Nukem or for Shadow Warrior. But they're just like references to absolutely random things in this game. Like, there's a reference to an old like movie from, I wonder if anybody Hero Warrior. Oh, it is. It is.
Got a present for you.
It is a reference to that game. But there's like a reference to like you guys probably haven't even heard of this. There's this old movie called what is it? Chopping Mall, where it's like, oh yeah, I love this by the way.
Take it, baby.
Nice.
Take it, baby.
That makes me laugh. But it's a reference to a movie, like a horror movie called Shopping Mall at one point in a mall in this game. And it's just like, why is there a reference to like a horror movie in this game? Which in no way, shape... There we go. Okay, I did get it. Which in no way, shape, or form is a horror game. Like, it's so strange. And there's lots of references like that. I can guarantee you, like, there's probably references to things I didn't even know were supposed to be. No, I'm missing a secret. Which secret am I missing? Because I know where all the secrets are. So. Hold on, let me think. It was probably one that I already got. I'll bet you, actually, I think I know which one it was. It was probably one I already got. But, no, it's not that one. Okay. Probably one I already got, but that I just missed purely because of I had to do that restart. Oh, my brain. Is it this? Yes, it is. Okay, thank God. Maybe they were trying to, yeah. Yeah, it kind of feels that way. Which I'm not complaining. It's just, and I mentioned this to the developers. One of my biggest complaints with this game, despite, like, don't get me wrong, I like this game more than Blood, which was my favorite, actually my favorite game from the 90s period. But one of the biggest issues I have with this game is I kind of don't really know what sense of identity is supposed to be. Because this game does have a personality in places, but unlike, say, Duke Nukem or Blood or Shadow Warrior, it doesn't feel like it's trying to pay homage to anything. So it kind of has to be able to stand on its own merits as, like, in terms of, like, the story and the world and whatever. But the problem is that, like, this game's quote-unquote story, like, I don't even know what the villain in this game is trying to do, because at no point is it ever revealed what he's actually doing. Which I heard the reasoning behind that was, they were kind of running low on time, and they decided to focus on the game more so than trying to add the story they had planned into it, which, fair enough, but it's still kind of something I do feel the need to draw criticism of still, because it's not that it isn't a problem. Because, like, I just don't really know exactly what this game's kind of, going for. Like, it's very clear, it's, like, very cyberpunk-y, and maybe, like, it's... I don't even know, because, like, I may not have seen Blade Runner, but, like, what I have, like, the glimpses I've gotten of it, this game's tone doesn't really seem to mirror its. So... right. So I know what it is. I just think that this game's sense of identity isn't as strong as it could be, is basically what I'm trying to say. And, like, some don't think the reference helped that either, is the thing. Because it's like I said, with Duke Nukem, Shadow Warrior Blood, it's like they would reference things that, like, it was very clear they took inspiration from. Like, that were at the core of the game's oh. Blade Runner is, like, first cyberpunk. Yeah. They reference things that they very clearly were taking inspiration from. The key is up here. I just kind of got lost in what I was saying. Yeah. I hear ya. I'll get to you, don't worry. I haven't even used this gun that much yet. But mostly because I haven't gotten the other one, which is right up here.
Nothing that laying down another beating can't solve.
Hello.
Are you on your knees yet?
I love that. These guns. Like, actually, there is technically guns that are more powerful than those two, but like, those two seem to kill things the fastest. I hear a bunch, yeah, I hear a bunch right down. I know there's stuff to carry. Yeah. It sounds like Iron Fury was depending on the settings to carry the yeah, it kind of does feel like that. I will say I love John St. John in this game. John St. John just like it's pretty clear he's having so much fun. But Shelly feels a bit bland, in my opinion. And I don't, and because the game, like I said, it like I have no real idea what the Heskel, John St. John's character is even really trying to do. It kind of like it causes this. It just doesn't really. I don't really know what this game is trying to be. Because
Sit down, little girl. This is your final warning.
What are you gonna do? Send me to my room?
yeah, I just don't really know what the general sense of personality and character this game is trying to have.
The Putin machine.
That's basically what I'm trying to say. Which, don't get me wrong. Like, I love this game. I didn't have to do the custom anything. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, to me, it's like, I can complain about it, but it's like, at the end of the day, how much do I care? Not that much. I do care, but like, not enough that I'm gonna like, that I would like, if I were writing a review or something, subtract points for it, if that makes any sense. It's just like, it's a little thing that bugs me. I can move on with my life because I love the game. Like I said, it's my favorite game right now. I don't want to use the cluster punch yet. Because, oh wait, crap. I'm going to grab that, yeah. I'm just not been in a situation yet where I've had a chance to use them. And I want to save them for a rainy day. For right now, at least, until they start becoming more common. There is headache. Oh, is there another guy down there? Headache, okay. I gotta say, I'm not a fan. Well, another thing, it's a really minor thing. But in other build engine games, the way medkits would work is you'd only use the amount you need. Right, I don't need to keep that. Duh. The way medkits used to work in like Blood and Big Nukem and Shadow Warrior was like you would only use the amount in the medkit that you actually needed to top up your health, or if like you were, if it was more health than was available in the medkit, it would only fill you up to as much as the medkit had in it. Whereas here, it just uses, it's like bound to like one single use of the medkit regardless of how much health you need. And it's only, whereas like in like Super Shadow Warrior Blood, it was, hey, you basically get to like, it's a one medkit has like 100 health.
Arigato, Mr.
You can carry,
Roboto.
you like hold multiple medkits around, which, oh, I just kind of like the system they have in most games a little bit better, but.
this.
I mean, that isn't even really a complaint, really. That's just like a matter of preference.
It's time to make a splash.
If I remember correctly, this level really gets you up when I play through it.
How do you like your ribs?
Hello. But not anymore. Not this. I do want to say though, one thing I found really strange, I think the pacing of like when new enemies are introduced is handled better in Maximum Fury than it is on any other difficulty. Because there's a certain point where it feels like you hit a dead zone for new enemies being introduced in this game. On the lower difficulties, but like, because if you're playing on the harder difficulty, they introduce some tougher enemies earlier on, and it feels a lot better. Because it's not like this game doesn't have a fair amount of enemy variety, it just feels like they introduce enemies fairly early on, and then like at a certain point just stop introducing enemies for a little while, and into later on in the game on the easier difficulties, and it's a little bit strange that the hardest difficulty feels like it has
Say my name.
better enemy introduction pacing than the rest of the difficulties do. Because I've heard a lot of people saying things like, "Oh, this game doesn't have like enough enemy variety." I'm like, the enemy variety is fine. It's just like most of the people saying that are like, they've only gotten pretty early on in the game, and they've only seen like the first couple of enemies that the game's introduced. Hello. Dang it. I'm not gonna be able to use it much. No. Oh well. Yeah. He's gone. Dang it. Come on.
Oh, you throw quite a party. Well, this is headed in a familiar direction.
I haven't mentioned how gorgeous this game's pixel art is though yet. Because yeah, I mean, in case you can't tell, it's absolutely beautiful. It's stupendous. Oh yeah, there's a secret. Oh. Hello. Woo! No. Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. There's a lot of little complaints I have with this game, right? Most of them don't bother me. Like, I mean, like, they bother me, but it's kind of like, I mentioned, it's kind of like my feelings on Doom 2016. There's a lot of little things I can complain about, but it's like, when I'm actually playing, I don't care. Like, they don't really bug me. It's just, I feel they're worth bringing up because I do think they are problems. Oh, hello. I also love that. I kind of wish a lot of this game's enemies are like cyborgs and stuff like that, and I think it would be kind of fun if like more of the game's enemies did that. Actually, I really like. So somebody pointed out in a screenshot. I think it's these guys. If you jib them, their arms will fly away, and like you'll see, if you see their arm like as it's flying away, like it flips the bird at you. So that's fun. Hello. I don't. It's like I don't hate the upgrade stuff in Doom 2016. It's just the upgrades that are there are like I've said in the past. Like I said in my stream of that. Either they are not you. Either they are stuff the player should have by default, or they're stuff that is so powerful the player shouldn't even be able to attain that level of power.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Because they kind of break the game.
Yeah. Talk shit, get shot.
I've heard a lot of people complain about things I just don't get with this game, though. That I think is stuff that I personally think is completely bullcrap. No, Stuck. No, I'm sure I got stuck on an enemy or something. What the heck? Okay. Something must be going on with my keyboard. There are times where I'm pressing the keys to swap my weapons and it's not working. It's like that never happens, so.
Nice.
Hello. But like, most of the complaints I do actually have, like the legitimate complaints I have with this game, honestly, and this is gonna sound a little counterintuitive, because a lot of people have praised the game for this. This game's biggest problem is the fact that it is running on the build engine. It suffers from having a fair amount of the jankiness that comes from how buggy that engine is. And it also suffers from... So, as what I have been told by the devs is that that engine, due to the fact that it was built before proper 3D acceleration became common, the engine itself runs more off of your processor than it does off of your graphics card, which means that it can run into a lot of performance issues when things get really intense, because Ion Fury, unlike a lot of the other Build Engine games, just has so much going on in it at times with how detailed the levels are and how many enemies it throws at you and stuff like that, that it is absolutely, positively overwhelming for the engine to deal with. Which is one of the reasons why I can't play on Maximum Fury, because of how many more enemies they'll throw at you in encounters and stuff.
Dodge this.
But there are lots of little things like that with this game, where it's like, there are little bugs caused by the build engine, like explosion damage not being registered like 50% of the time I throw explosives at enemies, especially the great occultists, those red guys down there. Like, half the time, right there, you just saw, I got a direct hit with a grenade launcher on him and it did nothing to me. That happens all the time. And there's tons of little things like that that run through this game that like are very easy to attribute to an engine-side problem, because I can guarantee you it has something to do with the fact that the game's engine is 2.5D and how crap it was coded by Ken Silverman. Because it's cool and it's fun, as a lot of the things that the good build engine games have done are.
Sorry about the mess.
It's not a very stable engine. Also, another thing with this game, and it's not really a complaint I have, so much as it is just a thing. This game has some really, really convoluted secrets, and I'm actually going to show you one very soon, because it involves running halfway across the map with those jumping boots. Pretty funny that weak processors like to have something that you have to worry about. Oh dear God, I don't even want to think about trying to play this game with a controller, period. I mean, I don't like playing shooters with a controller at the best of times. I challenged myself to beat Doom 2016 using a controller, and I did. I was playing on Hurt Me Plenty, and I actually thought it was a bit easy. But that said, it was still kind of an ordeal for me, because I was missing like half my shots. Like, the only reason I stayed alive was because I'm just, for the most part, that good at avoiding projectiles, and the movement controls are not the problem with controllers for me, it's the aiming. Hello? It is a guy. Hello? Nope. It's gotta be more good, yeah.
Say my name.
Ah, he's right when I was thinking of it. But yeah, and like the thing is, I have a pretty crappy processor on the whole. So I've been told, like to the point where apparently it's holding back my graphics card, and I can't just get a new processor because apparently my motherboard is terrible and it doesn't like anything else aside from like 5 really crappy old processors. So I'm kind of screwed right now, because it's not like I can just go out and get a new processor to fix the problem. I mean, yeah, I know that's Breaking Bad reference, mostly because I've only been told that 3 times. There's actually quite a few Breaking Bad references in this game.
That sucks.
Not that again, I've never seen Breaking Bad. I've just been told there are a lot of Breaking Bad references.
I don't think that's covered under warranty.
Yeah, there's a secret down here I need to get those jumping boots for. And it's probably the secret I hate in this game the most, purely because it's such a pain in the butt to get to, even with the jumping boots, because of the wonky physics and the build engine, it's really inconsistent how you double jump in this game. And what? Okay. It's really inconsistent how you double jump in this game. Because it's like, it feels like at times you can't achieve the level of height you're supposed to be able to, and other times you can, which ties me into another really fun bug where there's a late game enemy that's like this giant yellow mech you fight. It's introduced as a boss. But like, you'll fight weaker versions of them later on, kind of like in Duke Nukem, which by the way, I love that. It ticks me off that more games haven't been doing that. But like, whenever that boss comes into a level, it completely breaks your jump. Okay, I got it the first try. Okay, that was weird. That almost never happens. Oh, hi. Where is he? Oh, hi. There you are. And then I think there was another guy around here I heard. Am I losing my mind? What the heck? Not that I'm trying to 100% the enemies or anything, but I do like to kill as many as I can find. What was I saying? Probably something stupid. Boy, my brain's gone. I hate these guys. The best way to deal with these guys is just to throw explosives at them. Because it's like, annoyingly... Ah, crap, I don't have any grenades. Bullets don't seem to be the most effective at times, because just one of these little segments can take shoot shotgun blasts, and if you accidentally hit one of the middle portions of their body before you hit their head, because like if you hit their head, you'll destroy the entire thing, but if like you shoot somewhere in the middle of them, they'll split into different body parts. And so like the best way to deal with them is just take a grenade and chuck it at their faces. But it's
Oh yeah.
but it's words. It's definitely words. Hello.
This isn't really the type of ventilation I specialize in.
I don't get that. Can somebody explain that joke to me? I really don't get that. What is that? Is that a reference to something? Is there some joke there I just don't get? Am I like completely retarded? I don't know. Hello.
Holy shit.
Oh, I have switches over here. There has to be. It can't be that she says it like that just for the sake of saying it like that. Like, there has to be some joke there I'm not getting. Right? Is my game quick saving? Okay, it is. Just double checking. Because usually I'm used to like a little notification popping up the corner of my screen that registers that a quick save, but I didn't see that. So.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yeah. I'm just like, I feel so stupid because I'm like, there's gotta be some joke there. That's just going way over my head. Oh, hello. Like, is it that she's, like, venting her frustration? Is that the joke? Why did I do that? Yeah, well, you know, aside from throwing the grenade directly into my face, I mean, you say that, but it's funny because I've gotten a few comments from people saying like that, like you don't take cover or anything, and I'm like, not really.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Like occasionally when I have to deal with the freaking shotgunners, or they're bottlenecking me or something, but. Beautiful. All right.
Nice.
See, I'm good at this game because I'm good at blood. That is basically what you can. What's this game? Oh, dang it. This game is very. Are you kidding me? I did not save.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Dear God. Grenade launchers, especially on Maximum Fury, are kind of... Oh my god. Well, I thought it. Dear. Oof. What the? Huh? Shotgunners in this game, man. The shotgunners in this game, man. I love it. I actually complain to the devs because I had the preview for this game, which I loved and I thought was amazing. The only thing I didn't like about it was way too easy. And they definitely bumped up the difficulty. See, again, explosions, not doing anything. Love it. My favorite. I'm gonna quick save. Oh, hi. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the comments. I'm sorry.
Consumer models.
Also, these weapons have a really weird way of recoiling. So, what happens, and I'll show you in a second, but what happens is, the bullets go up, like, and I don't, like, so it's like, imagine, like, the barrel of the gun is slowly pointing up, as opposed to, like, your entire screen going up. Like normal games would handle recoil. Here, I'll show you. Like, huh? Like, it probably has something to do with the engine itself, I'd imagine. It has to. Said it's like such a strange way to handle recoil. Boop. Like, it has to be an engine type thing. I refuse to believe it's anything else. Like, just maybe the way the game calculates your aim or whatever. Like, we can't figure out how to, like, they couldn't get something like that working properly, so instead they kind of hacked that together. Yeah.
Yum, yum, yum.
Woo. I'm doing great on secrets so far. I mean, I know where most of the ones in this first episode are. I don't think I know where all of them are. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I know where all of them are, I just don't usually remember off the top of my head where all of them are. But I do know where the super secret in this episode is, and by God, like... Ugh. It is, you know what it's like? You want to know what finding the super secret in this episode is like? It's like, have you ever, like, seen, if you guys have, like, any experience with, like, Call of Duty Zombies or something, like, they've got these really obtuse, like, obnoxious to find Easter eggs. So that's actually a part of it. That's the last switch I have to hit.
Nice.
You know, there's like really obnoxious, like super ridiculously hard to find Easter eggs.
Looks like a Blue Life special.
Like the Call of Duty Zombies games that like tie into like some secret ending or convoluted story plot they have going on in that side mode for some reason. It's like that. So basically what you have to do is there's a bunch of switches hidden around in this level, right? And you have to hit them in a specific order. And once you do it, we'll open a secret room. The actual path you have to take to get there are...
In there.
You'll see. I think that's the best way I can play it. You will see. Like, you thought the secret in the last level was convoluted, where I had to run halfway across the map with the freaking jump boots in order to get that one secret. That ain't nothing compared to some of the crap this level pulls. Actually, I missed a secret. Now I remember. Hold on, I'll go back and grab that real quick. Also, I friggin' love in this game. Sarah, stop. Sorry, my sister walked in on me.
Now you gotta keep them separate.
Anyways, so what I was saying was, whenever you get a headshot on an enemy, I missed it. Whenever you get a headshot on an enemy, it jibs them, which is just insanely fun. Which, by the way, a build engine game with headshots, that's fun. Whee! Alright, so actually, I'll tell you.
Oh my God, the quarterback is toast.
Did I get him? So, do you see these three colorful things up there? So behind that, so that's kind of like a slightly, barely transparent surface right there, that yellow thing, and that, oh, hello. Anyways, so up there, those things are slightly transparent. There's a switch behind that, and you have to go up there, do some really awkward platforming across this line wire here in order to get up to there. And there are switches hidden behind each one of those things, and you have to hit all three of them in order to, I think it gives you access to this, these bars back here. And one of the switches I need to hit is back there. Oh yeah, there's another reference to
I like the way
an
you
Offspring
die.
song. Probably not the only one I've actually heard, but I do really like. It's called crap. Why can't I remember what it's called? Dang nabbit. I was just listening to it yesterday. Also, I'm gonna eat this sausage.
Yum, yum, yum.
Okay, so I got the red key card. Right, so it's down here. My brain's in 50 places at once right now because I'm trying to remember where I can get all the secrets and also trying to remember the words that I thought had some secrets, but this is crazy. Oh yeah, trust me, I had to look up some of the secrets because of like how obnoxiously hard to find some of them are. I found like 50% of the secrets was the highest I could get, and I kind of just broke down and said, okay, fine, I'll just look them up, and I was like, you're kidding me. Like, there's so many secrets I saw in those videos, and it's just like, oh my god. By the way, this is the secret door that switch opens.
We're done when I say we're done.
I did find a fair few of them, and a fair few of them that I am rather proud of having found. But like, some of them I'm just like, I feel so bad for the people who had to make like those 100% videos, because I can only imagine the suffering they had to go through to do that. Okay. It's behind here. That's where I have to go.
Oh, I don't think that's covered under warranty.
Oh, you're gonna go far, kid. That's the song. She has a line that I won't repeat, but you'll probably hear it at some point. It's from that song. I hate how many of the little spider things are in this area. With the explosions. It's a bug, I know, and I think they've talked about it being, they've been trying to fix it. But, God, it's still so frustrating when my hits don't register. This is a fun secret right here. Hold on.
I never miss.
Also, by the way, it doesn't work half the time, but I love this game tries this thing where it's like if you hold E on an object, you can pull it. It doesn't work for some reason, like 50% of the time. But I like that they tried. Again, it's probably something to do with the building. What time's it getting to be? 7:40. All right. So, not yet. That's the second one we need to hit. We need to get to that one area I was talking about earlier to get the first switch. Because we have to hit them in a specific way. Because we gotta find that Silent Hill reference, am I right? Because yes, there's a Silent Hill reference in this game. Because of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? Right? I mean, they just don't say they can't. Oh, crap. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the comments. Yeah, this game isn't quite as hard as Blood. Which, I mean, I'm not bothered by because I don't even play Blood on Extra Crispy because of how sadistic that game's difficulty can be on that level. Okay, yeah, it's right here. So, in case you can't see it, there's a switch. Oh. Stop moving! There's a switch right here. Now, okay, there's still, I hate these things. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? God! I should probably turn auto in. This probably wouldn't be as much of an issue if I just had auto.
Nothing there.
It absolutely has something to do with the fact that this game is like a jury-rigged 2D engine. Alright, so that opens this back here. We got the first switch right here. I'm just thinking. So we got the second one is back here. Did I? Okay, I did not.
I really needed that.
Drunk. One full. By the way, there's like so much interactive crap in this game. It's kind of ridiculous. Like you can friggin' play darts. Wait, no, it's not over here. Where is it? It's right here. I'm glad I hit that though. It's gonna make it easier to get up later if I have to return to that area. If I remember correctly. I think I do. And then we gotta go hit that switch right at the very beginning. Wait, what? Who is he? Where is he? It's probably just over here, but no, not that way. They're not going that way yet. Going over here. Okay. Alright, and then that opens the door along the way over here. for the Silent Hill reference, because in case you didn't pay attention to those numbers, it was a reference to the room 302. Not that I know what that means, because of course I haven't played Silent Hill.
It's like a glove.
Yeah, so that's the super secret. Which, there are harder secrets to find. Because of course there are. Why wouldn't there be? Yeah, the one thing I will say that does kind of bug me about some of the secrets, and it's fine because it's not like you have to find the secrets or anything, but some of the secrets kind of just like require you to have like they're the kind of things that if they were in blood, they would have all been considered super secrets half the time. Because they require you to make some, I'll say, they kind of force you to jump through some logic hoops. It seems like I have to sign it. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I've just been told that's from Silent Hill. Dang it. No, it's definitely a silent. The entire thing is a Silent Hill reference. Also, there is, of all things, a Tetris reference in this level too, as a main set piece. Right here. So there's a switch I gotta hit, and it's gonna lower this into here, and then this will blow up. Fucking grenade launcher. Alright. Another secret roundabout. Yeah, I can't get it. No. I just like going for the secrets even if I can't get the resources from it. Because I'm strange, I guess. I don't know. Container in. Hello, who is that? Did I miss somebody? Yeah. Like, I get the feeling that, like, their idea was, well, all these other building games had tons of references to everything, so, like, let's just, like, go all out. Let's just, like, make the ultimate build engine game of just, like, non-stop references the whole way through. But it's, like I said, a lot of those games, when they were referencing something, they felt like, they kind of had, like, there was a point to it. Like, it was like, the whole game itself was was an homage to a lot of these things that they were referencing. So it was like, yeah, of course they're gonna reference this, because it's like, hey, that thing directly influenced, those games. Or it was like, you know, something like Commander Keen in Doom, where it was like, you know, hey, the developers made this other game, so like, hey, let's just throw a fun reference in with something else we made. Here, though, it kind of just feels like, reference. Because well, please go away. Oh, there's lots of you. You guys are like flies. Or, you know, if like it, or like sometimes even if it wasn't related to the game, it would still kind of add a bit of personality to it. Like, Caleb in Blood, he sings a lot of like really old songs, like from the 40s and the 30s and stuff. And that's kind of charming. Like it gives it kind of like it adds a bit more to like his psychopathic personality. Just get absolutely drunk. So yeah, he said. So, but like they added something to the game, it felt like. It kind of complemented what the game was already doing even without that. And I don't get that from this. I kind of almost like it just for like the absurdity of just how many references there are in this game. Because the amount of references you've seen so far, it keeps this up throughout the entire game. I can't remember what it's called. There's this movie where like this lady is trapped in a room with like a robot that has like it's got like the American flag symbol on like half its face. It's another horror movie. There's a reference to that in here. And that's just this episode I'm talking about. There's a reference later to Carmageddon. Wait, right, I have to go to that. There's a reference, like I said, to Chopping Mall. By the way, the Carmageddon reference and the,
I've got a little spring in my step.
Carmageddon reference and the, Damn it! The Chopping Mall reference are both in the same level. So, right, the elevator. I kind of get, like, I usually wouldn't get this, like, turned around in this game. Because I, like, know these levels, like, the back of my hand by this point. It's just the fact that, like, I'm talking at the same time, and it makes it really hard for me to focus. Yeah. I missed, like, one. It's not the end of the world. Another thing I found really weird too, and I only found it weird, I think, because I guess the preview
The old
build
GDF Academy is nearby.
Just-
Time for a shortcut.
didn't condition me to it. Is like, this game has a lot of dirty humor, which, like, okay, for building. Oh yeah, by the way, this I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullcrap. I did not hit her. I did not. Mark's relationship concerns. I mean, like I said, I just have to appreciate. Like, they're stupid, and there's a bit too many of them, but it's kind of fun, still.
Despite all your rage, you are still just a rat in a cage. I will ensure your demise.
Get that fucking... Come on. Nice.
Yeah, I guess what disappoints me about the story in this game is that there's very clearly elements here that could very easily form a very nice cohesive story. And the developers have actually said all these levels, because they're all like tied back to back to back. Like, if you've noticed, like these have all been different levels. It's all like just been. All these have been different. There's like 4 or 5 levels in this first episode. They've just it's all stringed together like halfway. All of it, and the entire game is like that. It's all this one cohesive world that you're playing. And apparently, like, there is actually like they inherently baked into the setting and the world and stuff, like little narrative things that you can pick up. Like, and I don't mean like that, like the lore from Doom, like just like things that if you're paying attention, you'll notice. Not that I know what those things are, that's just what I've been told.
Oh, you throw quite a party.
I thought there was a guy, what is he called? I know what he's called.
Now you gotta keep them separated.
Okay. Him. Up there. I know what he's called. What is he called? Dang it. I thought there was another one of those guys. Gotta have to kill that. Up.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been complaining a lot during this, which I didn't mean to be. Because I can't overstate just how much fun this game is. It's just, I feel like there's elements here, and there are very clearly pieces here, that they could have used, and definitely I can tell you intended to use, to do more with them, to tell a more cohesive and intelligently woven story. That's just, like I said, for the purpose of the fact that, like, it's like, from what I remember, they said they were running short on time, and it was like they were going to prioritize the game over the story elements. And polishing it up that as much as we could, and as a result, they just didn't get the chance to do what they wanted to with the narrative. And it's kind of disappointing. It feels like there is a lot they can do. It's like they got the elements. It's very clear, like, there was thought put into it, where it's like there's things they could have done with it. For various reasons, they just...
I like the way you die.
Due to time constraints. Which sucks. It's not the end of the world, but it kind of feels like a little bit of missed potential.
Now you gotta keep them separated.
With that said, like, ultimately, if I was in a position, if I had to make the decision, I would make the same decision and focus more on gameplay elements to the narrative. So it's like, I can't necessarily blame. Especially because they had already delayed the game once. I'm sure they didn't want to do it again. Right, so that other secret I was talking about. Actually, I forgot. So, Pep. And then, boop. Boop. So this is a room from a horror movie. Is what I know. I can't remember what it's called. But there's a robot in the shower I will show you. So, like, if anybody does know what that movie is, you'll probably be able to tell me. Him. Anybody know who he is? Also, I love the toilets in this game. It does kind of still tick me off that I can't drink the coffee. And I can't open some of the fridges. Like, do people lock their fridges? Is that a thing? Because I can open some of the fridges in this game, but not all of them, which bugs me. I could do better, but I didn't. I have seen movies, I just see them very, very infrequently. straight on to the next episode. Or zone, I mean.
Someone's already here. Guess I'm late for the class reunion.
Please, just stop it. Also, I've seen this in quite a few, you can see them right here. There's just like little cockroaches running around. And you'll notice in the vents especially. It's a fun little detail I really like. Yeah, but I was mentioning earlier, there's a lot of little things about this game that people complain about that I just completely wholeheartedly disagree with. A lot of people have said this game's gameplay is really bland. Which, I mean, there are quite a few familiar staples in the Souls game in regards to weapons that you've seen in the games, but I feel they kind of do enough to make them their own that it doesn't really bug me, and on top of that, they're all very utilitarian. Like, all the weapons in this game have a use. And like, because one of the things I heard was like, people were complaining because it's a build engine game, but it doesn't have very many gimmicky weapons, which a lot of build engine games did. But the problem was like half of them are useless in those old build engine games. Like, how many times do you use the voodoo doll in black? None. Because it's useless. Like, for the most part. It is pretty useless. You know, the freeze thrower in Duke Nukem is very much the same. And so it's like, it's a complaint I don't really get, because it's like, I don't really feel that them adding more gimmicky weapons that, like, I'm never going to use because they're just not useful enough for me to justify actually using them. I don't see how them not doing that is a problem. And like I said, I feel like the arsenal on its own stands well enough on its own that it just... I don't see the need to add another gimmicky weapon to the arsenal. I haven't seen Highlander, so...
Say my name. Oh, you throw quite a party.
I do just want to mention, and I mentioned this when I was playing in 2016, I could play this game a heck of a lot better than I am playing it right now. I'm just trying to split my brain between saying words and playing a game, which if none of you have ever done that, is very difficult actually. Because you have to sit there and focus and think, like, make sure what you're saying is actually making sense. But that distracts you from the fact that you're playing a game. Shit! It distracts you from the fact that you're playing a game.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
And yeah, like, I think a good example, so, like, we're talking about references and stuff like that, and, like, Viscerafest, most of, like, there are a few references to, like, the odd thing here or there, but most of the references are just references to either things that old school shooters have referenced, or original lines from old school shooters. Like, more than anything, Viscerafest is an homage to, like, old school first-person shooters. So it's like, even if like the references are kind of disparate and like, oh, this is from like Evil Dead or this is from, you know, insert whatever here, it still kind of has a cohesion in the sense of like, there is one unified thing it is intending to pay homage to. One like core idea that it is trying to kind of evoke. Yeah, pretty much. Hey, come on.
Your ribs.
But like, even when on most of the references that aren't to like, let's say something that's old school shooter, it's just like something that the main character herself will say. So it kind of works with her personality from that standpoint.
I'm sorry, but the doctor is out. You'll have to make an appointment at the Institute.
But anyway, so it kind of still works with her personality, even if it's like not tied to something that's explicitly like, that this game is clearly paying homage to, or is kind of similar to this other thing. Like, for example, there's a Wreck-It Ralph reference in Viscerafest via a line that Carolyn says, which, like, it's a Disney kids movie, like, that has nothing to do with Viscerafest. That Viscerafest is definitely not paying homage to in any way, but because of the line itself, I'm just wasting ammo. The line itself kind of works with the character personality, so it doesn't feel out of place. Whereas here, like, most of the references that aren't related to... Really? Thank you! My god! Most of the references that aren't related to anything the game is trying to pay homage to itself...
Nice!
...are, you know, they're just things in the environment. So they kind of stick out. Alright, so I got the red key, so I can go to the store here and stop wasting time going for secrets or whatnot. Actually, I'm not going to do that because I just remember where another secret is. Sorry! No, wait, I did get that. Never mind. Oops.
Now you gotta keep them separated.
I can't wait for them to catch that explosion bug. Because...
Oh, you throw quite a party. Nice.
Isn't it gonna explode more, or am I wrong about that? No, I guess not. Okay. I thought I was going through the more explosions. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you. Yeah, but the ion bow right here, this is the best weapon for dealing with those flying dudes, whose names I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. There were the one enemy whose name I could remember half the time, and now I can't remember at all. It starts with a D.
Sorry about the mess.
Oh yeah, also, for those of you who don't know, so this weapon actually has 3 firing modes. So there's like the standard one, which is kind of just like a railgun. There's another one where you can like charge it up like that. But then if you keep holding it charged up, not kidding, this attack right here will literally take away 1/3 of all the bosses, of every single bosses in this game's health. Is that overpowered? Like when we get to it, I'm gonna just like absolutely nuke this second boss.
Everything's blocked. Time to improvise. Worthless consumer models.
Also, is there like some reason why Shelly hates robots so much? Because like, I haven't shown this off, but like every time you try and use a vending machine in this game, it never gives you anything. It just like, the vending machine gets stuck and she'll say like, never trust a machine. And there are lots of little things like that then why she hates robots in this game, and I just want to know, so like actually what it is like I can when I do this, I lock onto enemies, which is why I've been using it so much. It's really useful. This is pretty much like the most useful pistol in an FPS game pretty much. But it locks onto enemies, and you can actually lock onto multiple enemies at once. And so it's great for flying enemies. And those little critters who like hop around and whatever.
Looks like I'm getting tanked tonight after all.
Oh, no, all the guns have multiple firing modes. So, the grenade, so the shotgun is, so the grenades for the shotgun, it's actually, it's alternate fire.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, you notice, like, I can just swap it. This is basically
Tear down this wall.
So, yeah, so I'll explain this really quickly. So, this baton here, so this is its primary firing mode. It basically functions kind of like Doom's fists, but then its secondary functions like Doom's chainsaw. The pistol has its, like, standard firing mode where it just shoots, but then you can lock onto enemies. The shotgun swaps between grenades and, shotgun rounds. These things... Shotgun. Yeah, it's the same weapon. I mean, it's kind of the same weapon, kind of not. So, like, it is bound to a key on the keyboard. So, like, it's the number 7 key for me. But, like, it can behave like a different weapon, but it also behaves like the same weapon. So for these things, it's just that you dual wield and single wield them. The other weapon I haven't gotten yet, I'm gonna get from the first boss fight, is the Gatling gun. Its secondary is that you can wind it up. Hold on. So then, this weapon, I already explained this weapon's alternate firing modes, and then there's the cluster pucks. These things are great. They're the closest thing this game has to a BFG. So like as standard, you just throw them, and it does that. It throws like a bunch of projectiles in random directions, and they explode. The secondary is that it explodes even harder. So that's fun. Hello. I can't lock it yet. There we go.
Oh, someone's gonna pay for this mess.
I also love, so all the enemies I've actually implemented into this in the Viscerafest, and some of you may have seen this, because I showed it off in a little preview video I posted. So every enemy before it attacks, it has a little wind down, so you'll hear an audio key play before it will attack you. And another thing is that if with the rate of pulses for you guys, when a projectile flies past your head, it shakes the screen. Because like on harder difficulties, I believe that's like 1 or 2 shots.
I've got a friend.
I keep wanting to say that these things' names are druids, but I know that's not it.
Boom!
Also, I love, because I know this game's a 2.5D engine, it's running on a 2.5D engine, and I know that the sky is just actually one flat texture, but I do love, you can see the texture tile. It just makes me giggle. Because it's the exact same way that like all those other games. This is super dumb. And hallelujah. So this is supposed to double your damage output. It doesn't feel like that's what it's doing. Like sometimes it feels like, yeah, it's definitely doubling your damage. Like there's no way I would be able to just instant him that easily half the time, because like I can do that to, like every single one of these guys right here. But then there are just other times it doesn't feel like it's doing anything to my damage. And it's really weird.
Oh my god, the quarterback is toast.
By far my favorite level in this game, though, they released it in the previous game, was Heskel's House of Horrors. That level was awesome.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Trying to think of like a close second. Probably there's a level later that takes place in the countryside. That I think it's after Heskel's House of Horrors. That level too. I wish he spent more time in that environment. That's my one complaint. Is like it's like a really cool setting.
In the future. You're now sign your own death warrant, Haskell.
But yeah, the secondary thing just it not only locks on, but it actually like I think it doubles your damage output. Because I've noticed whilst using it, I definitely do more damage than I do when I'm just using the single fire. No. Don't do that. I'm trying to do a secret thing. Stop being so mean.
Sorry about the mess.
I also love the boxes in this game. They're so beautiful. Because like they freaking have animated voxels too. Like it's oh. I also find the hit scanning enemies in this game aren't as annoying as they can tend to be in some other games. So that's nice. Where are you? One issue. So I mentioned some of the issues this game runs into are like basically the biggest issue with this game is the fact that it runs on Maiden. Part of that, my statement was that, comes into the enemy pathfinders. They tend to get stuck on the environment a lot. And the reason for that is because, unlike most other building games, in case you haven't noticed, the environments in this game have an insane amount of detail. And the enemies have a hard time subsequently figuring out how to navigate the environment because of that. So I can just, I imagine especially, like if you're someone who's trying to 100% the sucker, that it can be a real pain in the butt just because you having to deal with enemies where it's like, I thought somebody was supposed to be here, but he's like on the other side of the map, stuck halfway clipping to a wall because he can't figure out how to navigate. What I mean, because it's not like the AI in Blood or Duke Nukem was smarter, and for Pete's sake, they would just like fall off of ledges straight into lava pits in Blood. But like, because the environments were a lot simpler than they are here, they had a much easier time navigating. Oh, okay.
Swallow this.
Well, that said, though, this also does tie into a minor issue that, I mean, my composer has this issue more so than I have this issue, but I do feel it's fair to bring up. Is this game is kind of very visually cluttered because of the amount of detail in everything. And in bigger environments, it can sometimes be hard to see enemies at a distance. Especially with how colorful this game is. Because it's like, yeah, the enemies are very colorful, but so is everything else in this game. Usually. Also, I do just want to point out, I'm not doing it because I don't think there's any benefit to doing it, but this this target range, actually it will record your time, and you can, for you shooting those targets down. So if you wanted to, you could actually run through this entire course and play it like a course. My noise is a good bloody and now my entire face is bloody. Well. Oh yeah, and it's even worse. This game, like this is running on built in. So of course it has software mode. It's way worse in software mode. Because one, it obviously has a more limited palette than the standard game does. But in addition to that, it also, like, for some reason, like, I'm running it, like, I can run it at 1920 by 1080p. But I don't think software mode actually runs it at that resolution for some reason. It's a very clearly a much lower resolution, visually at least. I don't know if it's downscaling or what it's doing. I have it set to that resolution, but for some reason it just doesn't want to stay there.
Double
Well, it's not stay
arigato,
there.
Mr.
It's just-
Roboto.
I don't know, it's weird. Point being, it's way worse because of the lower resolution and the color, the lack of full 32-bit or 64-bit color or whatever it happens to be. It's it's weird though because it's very clearly like I know it's running at 1920p, but it's definitely is not low. But like point being, it makes it really hard to tell what anything is at a distance, and yeah, that. All right, I yeah, I know what it does. I'm just saying, visually, it's definitely not 1920 by 1080. Actually, I wonder if you guys will be able to see it if I actually. I don't know if it will break the stream. I'm not going to do that. And if you're not running it at 1080p anyways, probably won't even notice. Probably won't be able to notice anyways because YouTube's terrible encoding. I mean, I'm just telling you, like, visually, it looks like I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying it's not running at 1920, 1080p. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong there. I'm just saying, visually, it doesn't look it. It looks much more low res. And it just makes it harder to see things. Why share? What? That's some words. I mean, I guess it's possible. I don't know what that is, though. Where it renders above and below, stretches this perspective rather than doing proper 3D. That's weird. I don't know. Since you're a developer, actually, do you know if I were to change it to software? Not that I'm sure, I don't know how well it would translate over to YouTube. Like I said, the coding's not great, and I'm not sure how detailed and fantastic it actually look. But if I were to change it to software mode, would it impact? Because like something resets in the game, I'm pretty sure. That you can actually enable Y sharing in GLS.
Come on.
But if I were to change that, would it it wouldn't impact my stream at all, would it? Do you know?
Damn it. Gotta find another way out.
It will not change anything except the display. Okay. Yeah, I'll just leave it as is right now. Whatever it happens to be, for whatever reason, it's just a lot harder to make things out. More so than it is in something like that.
I've got a present for you.
Okay. I'll try it. Again, I'm not sure how well it will translate over to... Yeah, I don't know, just the resolution looks a lot lower and a lot sharper for whatever reason. On my screen. Like, it looks like some kind of downscaling is being applied. It's weird. Because I definitely have it set to 1920 by 1080p. Yeah, it's set to it. So, I don't know. Eh! Oh yeah, another thing I really like. I didn't use it there, but so if you reload your weapons in this game and swap to another weapon, you don't have to finish the animation in any capacity. It will still automatically reload the guns, which I rather like. Because it just makes, there's so many games I've played where it's like if you do anything to interrupt the reload animation, it like you have to like. It just completely, it doesn't give you the ammo, so you have to sit there and wait for their slow reload animations for all the weapons or whatever, before it will, yeah, that thing that is that I'm trying to say. You have to sit there and wait for the reload animation to finish before it will actually give you the ammo for it, which can at times be very tedious, and I really appreciate that this game doesn't force you to do that. I gotta change it back. Yeah, like I said, I'm not saying you're wrong. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you're wrong in saying that is it upscaling? Maybe that's it. Yeah, it does look a little bit, I'm not sure. I didn't turn on upscaling. It looks a lot clearer now. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. I was just saying that's the way it looked on my screen. It seems like that was because of upscaling. I'm not sure. I'm not playing it over the extended period of machine mode. Just because I do appreciate being able to properly have, well, not necessarily full 3D, but you know, not having my screen look what I look like. Doesn't bug me as much as some people, but it's still nice to not have it happen. I'm aware of what the primary does and how it bonds. I just don't always use it. Oh, by the way, actually, because I've said this several times in the Discord, and I just want to make sure that we're perfectly clear here. Okay, it worked that time, but like 90% of the time, explosions don't work for me. Is that fixed yet? Because it's really bugging me. You can go back in the stream. It's happened a lot. Just in the stream. Where it's just like, I've gotten a direct hit with an explosive and it just doesn't register.
Some assembly required.
Mostly, like I said, it mostly happens for me when I'm playing standard with the greater cultists. But it really irks me. So basically, what happens is I will get, so I'll like just like that. I'll just throw a grenade, the bowling bomb grenade, whatever it happens to be. Get a direct hit, does nothing to the enemy. Yeah, fair enough. And depending on the exact spot it hits you. Well, it's not just that, because like I've tested it before, where I swapped to like another weapon or something and shot them. They still like take the exact same amount of shots with any other gun. Like it does absolutely no damage to them, period. And it's really frustrating because I feel like I waste a lot of explosives doing that. But like I do understand like it's just the Bill engines. It's buggy. They can shoot them out of the air. But it's not. I can tell you that's not what's happening because I can tell when they do that. I realize what you're saying. For Pete's sake, how do I? Dang nabbit. Did that do? No. There's a specific angle I'm supposed to hit this from, isn't there? Can I? For what? Yeah, it's just felt like, oh, there we go, finally.
Wasted.
Yeah, it just really irks me because it happens so often. Like when enemies are free, like I said, it mostly happens with the greater cultists, but it happens in general a lot, and it's oof. Nope. Also, this ladder has always just... Oh, dear God. Oh, okay. I do really like, I gotta mention, I really like these secrets. There's another one of these in the first level, where it's like you basically just have to like scale the buildings. I love those kinds of secrets. They're really fun.
Well, they promised me cake.
The ladders aren't. The ladders I could do without.
I like the way you die.
Maybe it's here. If you crouch, you sometimes easier.
How do you like your ribs?
Oh yeah, I know you can press U to get onto ladders. They're still a bit finicky. And like that one I mentioned that's up on that skyscraper there, that one doesn't really want me to use mounting. It doesn't like it when I try to do that. It just doesn't work. Get coming. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Like, I said this before. This game's biggest issue is that it's running on the build. And it has a lot of build engine problems. That's not to say I don't like it, because like I've said several times, this is my favorite game. Yeah, oh, I'm sure, like, I'm a game developer, and like, when, okay, we had a public build of the, Viscerafest out on a very crappy version, a very crappy engine. And we had tons of problems because of how crappy the engine was, which is more crappy than the build engine, I should mention. Exorbitantly more crappy than the build engine. And there are so many issues we were running into, and it's so frustrating when you can't really do anything to resolve them purely because it's kind of out of your hands. Well, like, if it's any consolation, like, I've worked with a lot of other games on the stream, and I've also said this during the stream a fair amount. Like, most of the complaints I can level against this game are just things that, like, very minorly irk me, but, like, they're not the kind of things I would subtract points for if I were to, like, write a review for it. Yeah. Like I said, this is my favorite game. I love this game more than and like Blood was my favorite shooter from the 90s. I mean, it's my favorite shooter from the 90s, period, because this is a shooter. Like, I love this game more than Blood. I think it's actually a fantastic game, and this is probably my 8th time playing it now.
Oh, just my size.
And yeah, pretty much like anything I could complain about. Like, it's kind of like, yeah, it bugs me. Yeah, I think it's something the game could do better, but it's like, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't ruin my experience with the game. It's just something I find minorly. Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, oh yeah. Yeah, like I said, I played it 8 times, and that's not to mention the 30 hours I dumped into the preview campaign. I'm actually not navigating it as well as I usually would, purely because I'm talking at the same time, and I just... My brain's kind of mushing, and it's, I get so looped around in my own thoughts that I just kind of completely forget where I'm supposed to go. Oh crap. Forgot he spawned there. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I've heard that you guys are planning on working on an expansion pack of some sort. I'm really excited for that. I can't wait for that. I said this in... I think I said this in the Discord. I heard this game was going to be 9 hours long, and I beat it. I beat it in like 7, maybe 7. Which I didn't find disappointing, because like that's still like for a game like this, that's still a fairly sizable experience. Because I mean, like most games of this nature, I can usually knock out in about 5 hours. So it's not like it's disappointing. It's not like it's disappointed or anything. But it was kind of I was really excited to have it. So like I kind of feels good to know at the very least I'm gonna get more of this game at some point. More single player, I should say. I'm not a multiplayer guy, so the updates I've heard that's really interesting. Yeah, I would actually be playing it on Maximum Fury though, but like I said, my machine just can't handle it.
Excuse me, miss. Have you seen an enormous security droid anywhere? I seem to have misplaced it.
After I'm done with it, what the?
I mentioned this earlier in the stream, but man, John St. John sounds like he was having fun. Yeah, this message right here, by the way. So, very wholesome. I know where I found all the secrets in the first 2 episodes before. I just can't remember all of them off the top of my head. But also, let's just nuke this boss.
I'm gonna kick your shiny metal ass.
This gun is broken.
You're gonna have to do better than that, you bald-headed bitch! I'm coming for you, Heskel!
Oh yeah, I also love, this is another one of my favorite levels coming up right up here. I love this level. But, why use any other weapon? Ammo, pretty much, that's the reason. That and you have to wait for that thing to charge up. BFG. Yeah, it's basically, it's like a weak railgun, super shotgun, and, a gun. I don't really, it's not really a BFG because it's not like one powerful blast, it's more like it just fires all the ammo in your clip. I'm trying to remember, there is a gun like that in another game, I just can't think of it off the top of my head. I can't remember. But I'm actually going to stop here for the night, so thank you guys for watching, and it was kind of nice of you to stop by back. Well, I think we've chatted in the, I know for a fact we've chatted in the Discord quite a bit. But yeah, it was nice having you guys. I'm just stopping here. My girlfriend's probably panicking because I haven't messaged her yet, and I have to feed my cat as well, and I have to get back to work on stuff. But I am going to be streaming probably next week, I hope, maybe, if I feel like I'm not pressured to get stuff done. So, but thank you for watching, and we are just gonna stop it right there. So, thank ya, and adios.